So we wanted to come and talk to you about a book that we wrote. But before we read our book, we wanted to tell you a little bit about ourselves. I'm Dina Rock, and I live in Ohio. So here's what's really cool. You guys are in Seattle. Hannah is in New York, and I'm in Ohio. 3 different parts of the whole country, and we all get to see each other on the screen. That's pretty cool, right? So I'm a teacher. I've been teaching for a long, long time, 32 years. It's a long time. And I've been teaching, and I've taught kindergarten. A lot of you said you're in kindergarten. I taught 1st grade and 2nd grade and 3rd grade and 4th grade and 5th grade and 6th grade. And I love teaching and I love school. And so when I wrote this book, I thought one of my favorite things to do is read it to kids. So we're really excited to read it to you guys. Hannah?
Yeah, and I'm Hannah. I am not a teacher, but I've been working with kids a lot. I've taught kindergartners and 1st graders different things like dance and art and music and theater. So I love doing that kind of fun stuff with kids, and I hope you guys like those things too. And like Dina, I also really love reading and think that the story that we wanted to share with all of you, and that we really hope you guys will enjoy and be able to talk about with us. You guys want to hear the story?
Yes. All right.
Great. So I'm going to share my screen. Dina.
So this is a book called Ezra's Invisible Backpack by Dina Rock and Hannah Cohen.
For Ezra, who impacted many with his smile, kind heart, and laugh, we are forever the keepers of your memory. Dina and Hannah.
Ezra boarded the school bus at 7 a.m. Good morning, Ezra said. Best way to start my day is seeing that smile, the bus driver responded. Ezra walked down the aisle and slid into an open seat. He looked out the window and wondered with excitement what he would learn today.
In the library, Mr. Rivera asked the students to choose a book. Now remember, Mr. Rivera said, don't judge a book by its cover. Ezra raised his hand. What does that mean? Some of the best books have very simple covers, and unless you look inside, you won't know what it's about, Mr. Rivera said. Ezra found a faded book with a monkey on its cover, which made him laugh. After reading the first few pages, he decided this was the one.
Later in the morning, Ezra began to feel anxious as lunchtime was approaching. Lunch was a hard time of day for him. He could talk to the kids he passed in the halls, but he didn't know how to sit with a group and join their conversation. It seemed so easy for everyone else. Why was it so hard for me? Ezra wondered.
At dinner, Ezra's parents asked him about the upcoming trip to the planetarium. I can't wait to use a real telescope and see stars up close, Ezra said. He could talk with his family at dinner. Why was it so much easier than talking to people at school? Ezra wondered.
Ezra joined the circle for the morning meeting the next day. His teacher, Miss Murphy, showed the class a backpack and said, "This is my school backpack. What do you think typically goes in a backpack? A pencil, a ruler and eraser, a book." You're all correct. That's what's in a school backpack. But all of us have another backpack we carry throughout the day that no one can see. It's an invisible backpack, Miss Murphy said. Ezra knew what was in his school backpack. What could be in an invisible one, he wondered.
In our invisible backpacks, there are bricks. Bricks represent something hard that goes on in our lives. For instance, if your team lost the baseball game, that might be 5 bricks. If you and your friend got into a big argument, that might be 10. Or maybe a person you love is sick and you're very worried about them. That could be as many as 15 bricks. If it's invisible, how do you know how many bricks somebody has? Ezra asked. It's important that you ask them, Miss Murphy said. Today, I have 8 bricks in my backpack because my car broke down this morning and I was late for work.
I want each of you to start thinking about how many bricks are in your backpacks and observing the people around you. Just like it's important to keep our bodies healthy, it's important to make sure our minds are healthy as well. Being aware of our invisible backpacks is one helpful way to take care of our minds, Miss Murphy said. Ezra thought about Miss Murphy's lesson and realized he was probably carrying 9 bricks in his invisible backpack.
Ezra headed to recess and noticed a group of kids gathered at a locker, decorating it for someone's birthday. Ezra didn't think they had any bricks in their backpack. Outside, kids were already having fun on the playground. Ezra didn't think they had any bricks either.
As he approached the field, Ezra could see it was full of students playing soccer. Ezra thought they were having too much fun to have any bricks in their backpacks. He wanted to join them, but just like at lunch, he wasn't sure how.
Ezra decided to run around the track, but halfway through his second lap, his shoelace came untied. He sat on the nearest empty bench and his classmate Anna plopped down next to him. "Hi, Ezra. It looks like you need a buddy. Can I join you?" she asked. Ezra hadn't realized he was sitting on the buddy bench. It was a new idea for the playground this year. If a student felt lonely, they could sit on the bench, signaling to others that they needed a friend.
"Oh, no, I didn't mean to sit here. I'm just tying my shoe," Ezra said. "You can go play." "No, it's okay. I don't feel like playing anyway," Anna said. "Why?" Ezra asked. "I'm having a hard day. I argued with my sister this morning. It upset me and we didn't get to make up before I had to get on the bus. So even though I've been smiling on the outside all day, on the inside, I'm kind of sad," Anna said. "That makes me think of what Miss Murphy said about the invisible backpack and the bricks we carry," Ezra said. "Exactly," Anna agreed. "I think I have maybe 6 bricks in my backpack today. Do you have any bricks in your backpack?"
Ezra thought about it and hesitated before speaking. "Yeah, just walking into the lunchroom adds a brick to my backpack. I don't know how to join a group. It looks like everyone else can do it, but it's hard for me and scary. Instead, I put a smile on my face, sit down, and take out my book. Everybody thinks it's because I like reading, but it's really because I don't know what to say," he explained. "That sounds hard. I bet a lot of people feel that way. Sometimes I do too. But hey, I have an idea. Let's sit together at lunch tomorrow. Do you like superheroes?" Anna asked. "Who doesn't?" Ezra said. His backpack felt lighter already, and he smiled bigger than he had all day.
As he walked down the hall to class, Ezra thought about what both Miss Murphy and Anna had said. He looked at his classmates and really began to see them for the first time. He wondered how many bricks they were carrying in their invisible backpacks. The next day, Ezra walked into the lunchroom and saw Anna. "Hey, Ezra, over here," Anna said.
Ezra smiled and sat down. "We were talking about what powers we'd have if we were superheroes. Mine's invisibility," Anna shared. "I'd like to fly," Ezra said. "Ooh, that's a good one," Nico said and gave him a high five. For the rest of the lunch, the superhero talk continued, and Ezra felt proud of himself for joining in. On the bus ride home, Ezra noticed his classmate looking a little sad. He slid in the seat next to her and said, "It looks like you might have some bricks in your backpack. What's the matter?"
"I'm nervous about the school play," she confessed. "Sometimes I get nervous too," Ezra said, "but I'm excited to see the show." She smiled and said, "Thanks, Ezra. That makes me feel better." He realized it felt good to help her lighten her backpack. Ezra promised himself to let people know when he was carrying a lot of bricks instead of hiding it. He would also ask others about their invisible backpacks. It wouldn't be easy, but it definitely would be worth it.
The end!
Yay!
Did you guys like that story? Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that story. Yeah? You guys liked it? That's so wonderful to hear. We're going to talk about it a little bit.
All right, now that we're going to talk about it, what do we remember about how we talk? Do we all talk at once? No. Do we raise our hands to help? That's correct. All right.
Thank you.
Great,
So,
Dina.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So let's talk about, does everybody understand what a brick is? What is a brick in a backpack? Anybody know what that is? What do you think that meant? What kind of bricks was Ezra carrying? You raise your hand and think about it. What does a brick mean? Anybody know?
Who can take a best guess?
It's something that you use to build.
Something
Yeah,
that you
it's
have to deal with, right?
Yeah, and something that you use to build in real life, right? In this story, What's the difference between a real brick that you might use to build a house or a chimney? How is it different in our story? What are we using the bricks for? Does anybody know?
Oh, yeah, not backpack.
They're in our backpacks.
Right.
And
Can
what
you
is
see, can you see the backpack that we're carrying? Can you see it on our backs with the ones with the bricks? Do you think you can see that? No, you can't see it.
Is it something that's invisible? Yeah. Does anybody know what maybe one of the bricks, can anybody remember what a brick in the backpack was? Something that Ezra was dealing with that was heavy for him?
Go ahead, you can answer. Speak really loud so we can hear you.
The feeling.
His feelings, is that what you said? Yes, exactly. Do you ever have a time when you want to say something but you can't? It's really hard, or you're frustrated? Tell me what a feeling is. Raise your hand if you know what a feeling is. Who can tell me a different one feeling? Yes, tell me one feeling. Speak really loud so we can hear you.
What's a feeling?
Jess, I feel like it's really hard to see them. Is there a way we can like zoom out a little bit, or?
Does anybody, oh.
Sorry, we're doing a bathroom break for a few, so I'm gonna...
Ah, okay, we were trying to figure out what was going on over there, and I didn't know if we should like wait or.
All good.
There we go. Good.
That
So
was
does
like
anybody-
you have to go to the bathroom? We understand that.
Yeah, that is a feeling. Does anybody that's still here and isn't in the bathroom, does anybody ever experience things like anger? Raise your hand if you've ever been angry.
You guys ever been...
I've been angry. Raise your hand if you've ever felt sad.
Yeah.
Raise
So
your
tell
hand.
me wait, let's ask what makes you angry? What's something that makes you angry?
His sister fighting with him.
Yes, that definitely
Yeah.
makes you angry. What makes you sad? Someone raised their hand that they felt sad before. What makes them sad?
What makes you sad? Oh yeah, when her brother takes a toy from her.
Yes.
Yeah. That probably
It's
makes
also
you maybe a little
frustrating.
bit sad and angry. Maybe it's both of those things, right? So these kinds of feelings are bricks. We're trying to say that even though they're just feelings inside, we're also giving them an image in our head as bricks in our backpacks, right? They're hard things that we have to deal with. Hard feelings or events like fighting with your sister or having your toy taken. Those are bricks that can come in your backpack. Do you guys know if you have any bricks today in your backpack?
Is there any bricks in your invisible backpack today? You don't have any?
Do you have any invisible bricks in your backpack today? No.
You guys all had a...
How about any adults in the room? Do any adults have any bricks in their backpack? Because sometimes it's great for the adults to tell the kids what kind of bricks you have in your backpack.
Did you hear
Wait,
that?
it's hard to hear. I'm so sorry we couldn't hear.
So,
I had a fight with my dad this morning.
You had a fight with your dad. That's a brick in your backpack.
That's a big brick.
Right?
That's a big brick,
Yeah.
right? Exactly.
and Levi has a math test coming up.
Oh my God.
That's a big brick. That's a
That's
big
a
brick.
scary brick, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of bricks that come with just going to school, right? Do any of you guys have bricks maybe related to COVID? Like wearing a mask or being scared? I know sometimes I get scared from COVID.
Here. Yeah, did I give you a big brick in your backpack to have a test? Is that stressful? You don't know? Okay. How about you? Do you have any?
Is there something that you missed when you couldn't go to school last year? What did you miss when you couldn't go to school? What's the biggest thing that you missed that you wished you could have done that you didn't go to when you didn't go to school? Raise your hand if you missed something by not because they didn't go to school, right, last year?
Hannah,
And what did you miss?
when she couldn't see all her friends.
Right.
That's
So that's a brick
I
in your
related to
backpack.
that. Yeah, I missed all my friends, and that was a lot of bricks. That was probably 5 or 6 bricks for me every day during the pandemic because I couldn't see any of my favorite people. Do you guys feel the same way?
Do you guys understand that a brick is when something that you have in your life that makes you sad? So a brick, like a brick in your invisible backpack, is something that makes you sad or something that makes you worried or upset. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm glad. I know this is kind of a confusing concept to get a hold of, so you guys are doing great. Do you guys remember anything in the book, any of their bricks that you related to? Is there one from the book that you remember that you said, oh yeah, I've done that too? I know somebody said that they had a fight before, and in the book somebody had a fight. Anna had a fight with her sister. Does anybody remember any of the other bricks that maybe Ezra was dealing with? It's okay if you don't.
Do you remember from the book? What was something that Ezra was dealing with that was upsetting him? What about when he went to have lunch? Remember when Ezra went to have lunch and he was nervous about not having someone to sit with?
Yeah, have you ever been nervous about where to sit at lunch? I know I have. Sometimes that can be really scary.
Or how about the
So-
first time you go to a party or you came to the JCC and you were new, when you're new somewhere and you don't know anybody, that can make you nervous, right? When you're just figuring out like, will they like me? Who will I sit next to?
Yeah, so I think you guys have these worksheets in front of you. And what you're going to do is if you want, you can write some of these bricks. Yeah. Or you can even draw a picture. So maybe if you had a fight with your sister, you could write fight, or maybe you could draw a picture of you and your sister fighting. So inside each of those little bricks, you can add something that maybe was bothering you, something that's hard, like your math test, or maybe you woke up late, or you have a big game coming up. Anything like that you're really thinking about and might be struggling with and is weighing on you like a brick. That's something that you could write or draw in that worksheet. Do you guys want to try doing that for a minute or two? You don't have to fill all of them.
You can also draw like a face, to just like a sad face or an angry face to show that you're frustrated sometimes, or sometimes you get sad. See if you can draw a face on those backpacks to show what your feelings are. Your backpack holds a lot of your feelings, so see if you can draw faces to show the feelings that you have.
Yeah, I would love it if you guys could each at least draw 2 or 3 bricks on that paper.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to share some things.
Okay, cool. You guys gonna draw in your brick? Oh, that's perfect. Look what she did. She made a sad face. Or thing that makes her sad. No? A mad face. Sorry, a mad face.
Mad face,
Mad
right.
face, yeah,
You could have
I've
a
been
mad
in-
face when you have bricks in your backpack. Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah, sometimes brothers say mean stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
I have a brother. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I do.
Hannah has a brother.
He said something mean this morning, and he's an adult.
Sisters can also say mean things too.
Yeah. So if there's anything you can think of, you can draw it, you can write it, or you can even raise your hand if you just want to share it out loud.
You want to share? No, he doesn't want to share.
That's okay. No
you know
worries.
you know what someone told us the other day is that they were learning how to ride a bike. Raise your hand if you know how to ride a bicycle. Does anybody know how to ride a bicycle yet? Or are you all riding tricycles?
You do?
So when you first started learning how to ride a bicycle, that's hard. Did you fall at all when you first started?
Wow.
Did you fall when you first started? When you started to learn? That's hard, right? When you start to try something, you're like, it's so hard. That's a brick in your backpack when something is really hard, right? So anytime you've had something that's hard for you to do, that's a brick in your backpack. And it's important that you tell people, oh, this is hard for me.
It was not hard when I start
Did you?
trying without 4 wheels.
Right.
Without training.
4 wheels.
Without training, right?
My dad
When you-
took off my training wheels. When I just started, it wasn't even hard.
That's great.
Really? Did you have good balance right away? That's impressive.
I had to practice a little bit more in my backyard.
That's
yeah, you
really
gotta
smart, right?
practice. A lot of
That's
things
smart.
like that, they take a lot of time to practice, right? Yeah, so do you have anything else similar to that? I'm writing them down too, and I'm gonna add them into a really cool design. If you guys have anything you'd like to share about what you're writing down.
What's some things that are hard for you? Raise your hand and tell us something that's hard for you.
What's something that's hard? If riding your bike is easy, what's something that's hard? Yeah.
Riding a bike with 2 wheels for me is bad.
Yeah, can be really hard. What else besides something on a bike? What's hard? Hannah.
When I burnt my hand.
Ooh, she burned her hand.
Oh gosh,
That's
hard.
definitely hard. And
that's
that's
really hard.
scary. That's scary and that's painful and that probably made you sad and angry. That's a lot of bricks, right? Oh my gosh. What about anything school related? Has anybody done anything in school that was really, really hard, or maybe they're just struggling with? Like maybe learning a new word or reading a certain book.
When you were learning to read, was it hard to start learning how to read?
What?
Somebody in my class was pulling me at 3 points.
Oh no.
We didn't hear that. Could you say that?
Yeah, Dina, he said someone in class during free time was hurting him.
Oh,
Oh
that's
no.
that adds a brick to your backpack. That's for sure.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Anything else?
Did you tell him or tell the teacher that somebody was hurting you?
Like 10 times.
Yeah. And then you tell a teacher? Oh, okay.
He gave me no time.
There was no time.
No time. That happens.
We'll talk about that for sure.
When I was trying to go there, but he was just getting my gun and hurting me.
Oh dear. Yeah, we'll definitely have to help with that, huh?
Yeah, that's definitely really hard. Do you think that some of those things are heavier than other things? Like, does getting hurt by somebody, does that feel heavier than maybe having your toys stolen, or do they feel it the same? Which one do you think would upset you more?
Someone
The
hurt.
getting hurt, right? That's kind of a heavier brick. That's gonna weigh a bit more. Because somebody stealing your toy isn't gonna be a lot of fun, but you'll be okay, right? Whereas if somebody says something mean or hurts you, that's gonna have an impact.
Hannah just said because we can get a new toy.
Exactly. Things like that are
Exactly.
That's a
But
wonderful
it's
comment.
still really important though to tell someone when you have a brick in your backpack and say, I'm really sad today. I think I have a brick in my backpack. And someone may say, what are you talking about? And you can say, in my invisible backpack on my back, I have 1 brick today because I'm really sad. I thought I was going to be able to do this and it broke.
You have 2?
You have 2 bricks? You want to share some of them?
What are your bricks, bud?
I don't know.
But he has 2. He just doesn't know.
That's great. That's great.
What's one of them?
The other one of them is when I burnt my hand from the oven.
Oh, that's a big
And
brick.
the other one, I did not know when I got that time I got sad.
Oh, okay.
That time you got
Just-
sad, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big brick. I sometimes feel sad too. And it can kind of make your day not as fun, right?
Yeah.
But whenever these types of things come up, whether it's hurting your hand, feeling sad, having a fight, do they last forever?
No.
No, right? Your day can get better, your life can go on, you can resolve it, you can fix it, right? And you can have a good day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important to remember. A lot of these bricks, they're not permanent, right? Do you guys know what permanent means? Like a marker, a permanent marker, it's there forever. These bricks aren't there forever, right?
That's a good thing. Yes. You have a question? Yeah. Oh. Do you have a comment? No? Who's raising your hand? Okay.
Just raising the marker. That's okay. Do we have a couple more bricks? I want to finish adding them. I'm adding them to a word cloud. I could use a couple more suggestions of times when you guys have felt angry or scared or worried.
How about when you're like at a play date at somebody's house and they don't have the kind of toys that you normally play with? That's kind of hard when you have to figure that out. Or maybe you get into an argument with somebody.
want to share?
Yeah, guys. Hey,
When
we're talking one at a time, please.
What?
When my brother saw my painting that I made.
Oh, that's horrible.
What did they
You
do?
took painting?
Her brother cut up the painting that
Oh,
she made.
that's horrible.
Oh my
That must
gosh.
make you feel sad. That's
I'd be
frustrating,
very
isn't it?
sad.
Yeah.
Does anybody have one or two more things we want to share before I show you guys our word cloud with some of these bricks?
Share one of the things that your bricks are? No, that's okay. Do you want to share? You've already shared. What about you? You already shared? Hannah, do you want to share again? No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay, maybe, you know what? How about Dina and I both share one of our bricks to add? I feel like that's
Okay.
a good idea. So today, one of my bricks, and this is going to kind of sound silly, but was that it was raining. I feel like I always feel a little gloomy when it's raining outside. I like seeing the sun, so I kind of felt a little down all day just because it was so dark and gray here in New York. So that was one of my bricks. Dina, did you have a brick today?
So one of my bricks is I thought my brother was going to come in and visit me, and then he couldn't come in and visit me, and I was sad today because I really thought that was going to happen, and he couldn't come in. So that was a sad day for me. But maybe he'll come in another time. So then I realized, I said to him, I'm very sad, and he said, that's okay. I'll come in another time. So because I never get to see him, he lives far away. I was hoping to see him, but I know that I'll see him another time.
Yeah,
And when
exactly.
you want to visit someone who lives far away, it's hard.
So I'm going to share with you guys on our screen a little cloud, a word cloud of all of those bricks that we just talked about. And then you'll be able to see our group backpack, like what type of bricks we all carry together, even though we're all different people. It's just to see that we all have our own struggles, right? We all have different things that we're dealing with. Even if we can't actually see them, we can see them right now during this activity. So this is our group backpack. So you can see there's a picture of an invisible backpack. And then here are some of the things that we talked about, right? Like it's raining, coronavirus, toys were stolen, math test, burning your hand, someone being mean, all these things that we talked about, cutting up your painting, which is so mean, fight with my sister, someone hurting me. All these things are like bricks in our backpack. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah.
Yes,
So what do you think you would do if you were ever feeling like you had a lot of these bricks in your backpack? What would you do to maybe fix that?
What would you do? What would you do, Hannah, if you had a lot of bricks in your backpack? Nothing. But you
I would just let it be.
But if you felt so sad about your bricks, what would you do?
Dump them out.
Dump them out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You would
Good
tell
idea.
mom and dad.
What happened?
How would you dump them out?
Open up the brick and dump it out.
You know, the best way to dump it out is tell someone that you have bricks in your backpack and say, I'm having such a hard day today. This is really sad, or I'm really frustrated. Tell people your feelings. That's the way. And you know what? Also, if you ask somebody,
She said you don't really have bricks because they're invisible.
You're right. They are invisible. So you can't dump out something that's invisible, but you can talk about it or maybe do something that makes you happy. Sometimes when I have a lot of bricks in my backpack, I like to do something I love, like paint or read a book or watch a movie, because I know those things will make me happy and take my mind off of some of the hard bricks that I'm carrying. Do you guys have things that you really like to do that make you happy? What's something that makes you happy?
Oh, Hannah likes to watch
Did you
Paw
know
Patrol.
The Paw Patrol movie is on my TV already?
Oh my gosh, yeah, the Paw Patrol movie just came out. That's something that makes you happy.
No, it came out
Last month.
Came out
Yeah,
on October
no pro.
10th, right?
October
recently came out.
10th. Not happened yet.
Oh, when it's
Is
definitely
there something?
on August.
We're still talking about Paw Patrol.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So I want to
That's
give you
okay.
guys,
It's Paw Patrol.
do you guys have,
That's
do you
great.
know what homework is? Do you guys have homework at school?
No.
Not yet. Do you want homework? Because homework is fun. Do you want homework?
Do you want homework?
Here's homework.
No.
You ready? Listen, it's fun homework. Your homework is to find somebody today or tomorrow and go up to them and say, I'm concerned about you. How many bricks are in your backpack? And see if they say, what are you talking about? and then say, how many bricks are in your backpack? How are you feeling? Are you angry or sad? Are you happy? And then ask them how they're doing. And maybe somebody will ask you that. All right?
What do you think?
And you can always talk about those things, and maybe you can write them down too in the future. If writing them down in this worksheet helped you, maybe you could do that again whenever you're feeling like you have a lot of bricks. Do you guys have any questions about us or the book or their backpack? Anything you want to ask us?
My friends are reaching a question.
You guys want to ask any other questions about the book or talk about the book at all? Is there anything else in here that you want to look at?
No. Yeah.
What else? Tell me.
I don't know.
How it she and him? Did you
Yes.
Yes. Tell me. What would you like?
I don't know.
You don't know? You guys have a buddy bench like this at your school?
No.
No?
What's a buddy bench?
Oh, it's a buddy bench. Do you guys want to talk about a buddy bench?
Yeah, a buddy bench, it's at some schools, and it's a bench where you can go if you're kind of feeling a bit lonely and you feel like you need a friend. And then if somebody sees you sitting there alone, they can join you and talk to you so you feel a little less lonely. So that's what Anna does in the book. She joins Ezra because he's on the buddy bench and needs a friend.
Maybe you guys can make a buddy bench at the JCC.
Should we
Maybe
have
you
a
could
buddy
say,
bench?
let's do that.
Yeah, I think we should too. I do too, yeah. We're going to work on that. We're going to work on putting a buddy bench at the J.
I love
would be
it. That's great.
That.
Near the trees? That's a great idea. Hannah thinks we should put it near the trees.
Oh, I think that's a great idea. I love that.
So nice, Anna. I love that. That's such a nice idea. Do you guys like the pictures in the book?
No. Well, then you can put a light on there. You guys like the book?
You were outside.
Yeah? Good.
Thank you guys so much for coming today and listening to us read the story.
And talk about it. We really appreciate it. It was so nice to meet you all.
You guys can color in the rest of your backpacks if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, for later. I'm going to go join you back in there. What?
Sounds good.
I'm going to go join
Bye,
you.
everybody.
I'm going to close off the classroom and then I'll come back over there.
Bye, everybody.
You say bye?
Say bye, my friend.
Say bye.
Hi. Nice to meet you guys.